from Illinois State University, the Illinois High School Association Class AA Girls Championship. East St. Louis Tigerettes of Lincoln against the Loyola Ramblers of Loyola Academy in Wilmette. Welcome back to Redbird Arena. You're looking at it live. And the coverage of the IHSA Girls AA Championship games proudly presented by Country Companies Insurance and by Pepsi. It has been a long and winding road to Redbird. Well, somewhat. Not for the defending champion Loyola Ramblers. They expected to be here, and they are. East St. Louis, well, that's another story. The Tigerettes came through the draw, and they are challenging for a state championship. Hello again, everybody. I'm Mike Lederman, joined once more by Yvonne Simmons. Eric Collins will meet him. He'll be roving the sidelines. Okay, Loyola's supposed to be here. East St. Louis, a bit of a surprise, but somebody had to come out of the other half of the draw.
Well, East St. Louis really pulled it together in the semis. They had a nice game, a very nice team game. And tonight they're going to have to pull it together one more time if they want to win the state crown. As for Loyola, yes, they were supposed to be here, but they had to get to Marshall. They did that, really showed a lot of poise down the stretch.
Well, East St. Louis has got a pair of guards who are so tough. There's Rita Adams, number 4.
Rita Adams is an outstanding offensive player. A key tonight is for her is going to be to continue with that offensive output, but then also defense. You're also going to take a look at Keisha Cole for East St. Louis. Another person who can light it up at any time. We'll take a look at hers. You see her numbers. 11 points in the semifinals with 6 rebounds. Somebody who can change the game. Again, for her defensively is going to have to be with the guards on Loyola, stop them from pounding the ball on the inside.
And they, like Marshall, are the antithesis of Loyola's offense. They love to run and push it up the floor. Loyola, a much more set attack. Jeanette, Paukert, Olga Gvozdenovic, 2 of the key players.
Well, Paukert is somebody that's going to have to run off the screens also with Sobieszczyk. There she does a nice job of really penetrating in the lane, but they're going to have to run off the screens, take their outside shots. You see there, she had 19 points in the semis because they're going to have to open it up for Olga Gvozdenovic and Fletcher in the middle. The next player we're going to look at is Olga. She does a very nice job on the inside, sets up on the low block, and really goes to work, has a nice turnaround. She can get double team, and she'll also kick it back out. What we want to see from her today is a little more on the offensive rebound. So that's something that's going to be a key for her today.
Olga Gvozdenovic, one of the top juniors in the nation at 6'2" and growing. She's also an outstanding tennis player. We will bring you more of the pregame activities when we come back to Redbird Arena. It's the championship live on Fox Sports Chicago. It'll be East St. Louis Lincoln against Loyola Academy. Let's check in with Eric Collins. He has the veteran coach and youthful coach of the Tigerettes of East St. Louis Lincoln, Charles McDonald.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mike. I'm excited about this game. Kind of like a David versus Goliath right there. I don't know if you'd call it David versus Goliath, because you'd probably be the David. But in terms of this game, how difficult is it for you guys to play the best game possible and take on the Ramblers?
Well, you know, we've played teams this year that are comparable to the Ramblers in terms of size. So, you know, it's just us coming out and doing the best we can, executing offensively and defensively. Excellent ball club where we just have to play as good as we possibly can, as good as we played all year.
What have the last couple of hours been with your girls?
Well, last couple of hours, we've basically been relaxing, rub downs, a few nicks here and there, and basically having them try to focus in on what they need to do tonight.
Well, Coach, thanks for stopping by and good luck.
All right, thank you.
That's Coach McDonald. Now let's go to Coach Lederman. Mike, take it away.
I am speechless. Thank you very much, Eric Collins. Charles McDonald, 15 years at East St. Louis Lincoln. He was the assistant coach when this team did win a state title. That was back in 1980, but then maybe one of his current charges born. We'll be back and talk to his opposite number after this. Just a few minutes now from tip-off for the championship game of the girls class AA. Let's take a look at the road. We talked about the long and winding road, but let's take a look at the draw and see how these two teams have gotten to the finals. Now, if you take a look at the quarterfinals, Loyola, coming through a tough sectional, had a relatively easy win over Galesburg, and then that 2-point victory this afternoon over the Commandos of Marshall in a rematch of last year's semifinal. That brings them to the final. Meanwhile, East St. Louis Lincoln, with an upset in the super sectionals of defending second-place finisher Taylorville, came through against Quincy and had a relatively easy time against both Quincy and Sandburg. Now let us go to Eric Collins. He's got Ramblers coach Tanya Johnson.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mike. Tanya, you did the hardest thing first. you beat a tough Marshall team in the morning, but now you got to do another tough thing. You got to take on another tough team in Lincoln.
Oh yeah, they're tough. We've got to stop their dribble penetration. We've got to get back on defense. We've got to box out. We've got to rebound. And we just got to play our game. We've got to play defense, and we'll be okay.
We watched Lincoln play earlier today. They're somewhat of a similar team to Marshall. Is that something you look forward to, playing another fast, up-paced, up-tempo style team?
I don't know if I look forward to an up-tempo, fast-paced game after we just got done playing one. But hey, you know, we're just gonna try to play our game. That's all that we can do.
Thanks, Tanya. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's Tanya Johnson looking for 2 consecutive state championships. Now let's go back to Mike and Yvonne.
All right, Eric. The issue now will be, of course, as we look at the IHSA Attitude, the mascot who is advocating sportsmanship here and just doing a darn good, if sweaty, job of it. And as you take a look at the East St. Louis Lincoln bench, they played the later game, and again, that means a couple of hours less rest. But I think adrenaline has taken over. Now let's go to the Geneva Band and Jill Penning from Paris, Illinois, who will lead us in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars rule the perilous fight? O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
An outstanding a cappella rendition of our national anthem done by Jill Penning of Paris, Illinois High School. And we are just about set for the starting lineups. The home team will be Loyola Academy. They'll be wearing their home whites. That is they right there. And East St. Louis will be in the dark jerseys and shorts. Let us go to the public address announcer here at Illinois State University, Jeff Fritzen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the introduction of the starting lineups for the 1998 championship of America's original March Madness. First, from the Tigerettes of Lincoln High School, who bring a 28-2 record into the game, a 6-foot senior forward, number 30, Saritha Eckford. For the Ramblers of Loyola Academy, who enter the game with a record of 35 wins and 1 defeat, a 6'2 junior forward, number 24, Olga Gvozdenovic. For East St. Louis Lincoln, a 6' 1" senior center, number 45, Monica Powell. For Loyola, a 6' 2" junior forward, number 22, Elizabeth Fletcher. For Lincoln, a 5' 9" senior guard, number 35, Kayetta Walker. For Loyola, a 5' 6" junior guard, number 32, Katie Murphy. For East St. Louis Lincoln, a 5'7" junior guard, number 21, Lakesha Cole. And for Loyola, a 5' 8" junior guard, number 25, Laura Sobieszczyk. For Lincoln, a 5'7" junior guard, number 5, Rita Adams. And for Loyola, a 5' 9" senior guard, number 12, Jeanette Paukert. Bringing a 298-win, 80-loss lifetime record in 15 years at East St. Louis Lincoln, Coach Charles McDonald. And for Loyola, in her 4th year with a record of 118 wins and 11 losses, is Coach Thomas Johnson.
Well, there are your coaches. There are your starting lineups for Country Companies Insurance. Let's see them side by side. And again, lots of underclassmen for Loyola. Only one senior, Jeanette Paukert. For East St. Louis Lincoln, 3 seniors, a couple of juniors, and those 2 juniors are the engine, the guards, Rita Adams and Lakesha Cole. Our officials this evening, working the weekend, Steve Alexander, Robert Lau, and Leonard Sanford. Tanya Johnson talking to this group. Very experienced, a well-balanced team. If you've followed IHSA the last couple of years, you know these names. Well, certainly not like you know any of the pro teams, but pretty close, because these folks have just done an outstanding job of balance. As you look at Robert Lau and the other 2 officials in this 3-person crew.
One stat we definitely want to look at and take from the semifinals this afternoon is that rebounding, and Tanya Johnson touched upon it. East St. Louis had 46 rebounds for the game versus Sandburg, and Loyola had 35, which isn't bad, but again, you see East St. Louis is someone that can rebound inside with the 2 twins.
The Eckford twins, yeah. Saritha and Lolitha.
And Saritha had 6 defensive boards and 5 offensive boards, so she's someone they're going to have to block out.
Off the top, controlled by Loyola, Sobieszczyk, and they swing it around. This is Paukert. Had an outstanding game in the semifinals.
And put a lot more pressure on the perimeter.
Paukert from 3 to start things off. Gvozdenovic, the rebound follow.
Very nicely done. You want to see a little more pressure from East St. Louis because they're going to pound it on the inside, and you don't want a clear look from the inside. And Paukert did a nice job of coming off and getting the shot.
Cole has it stopped by Katie Murphy, and that will be a held ball with the possession arrow going to East St. Louis, or remaining with East St. Louis. Heads up play by Katie Murphy.
And Keisha Cole can take shots from the perimeter instead of always penetrating. She's going to have to look to do that because they're going to back way off of her.
Looking inside for Cole. Toyota Walker 35, and they swing it back to Cole, and there is Rita Adams. Man-to-man defense used by both teams.
Sobieszczyk is one of the best defensive players on their team, and she's on Adams.
And Cole connects.
Coming off a screen.
So Lakesha Cole, averaging 20.5 points a ball game, ties things up early going.
East St. Louis doesn't press, so Loyola doesn't have the added pressure of getting the ball up the floor like they did with Marshall.
Once again into Gvozdenovic.
And again, we're talking about establishing the low post area very early.
Both teams warm to start. And fired up and good by Kayetta Walker. Walker opened the semifinal with a 3, and here she comes in with a baseline jumper to make the score 4 apiece.
This is the pace that Loyola wants.
Once again, they go low. Sobieszczyk will fire it from there. Watch Adams. She's faster than anybody on the floor. Cole again. Nice touch.
You see there, though, she has some jumpers. She's come off screens. She's hit the open jumper there.
And St. Louis up by 2. Gvozdenovic again the turn. 3-on-2 break. Now it's a 3-on-1. Murphy did a good job getting back. Offensive rebound, and up and in by Rita Adams. So East St. Louis coming right at the champs, taking it to them and doubling them up at 8-4.
Again, you see how much room Paukert has to shoot. They're really backing off and attempting to double down on Olga.
Saritha Eckford with a push in the back on Gvozdenovic. First foul of the game. There's Saritha at 6 foot.
And that could be a problem. Saritha Eckford could get into foul trouble playing Olga.
And in case you're worried, she's got a twin sister. Here's Sobieszczyk. So they can just bring in her off the bench. Loyola cold from the field. Once again, pushing the ball up. Here come the Tigerettes, taken away by Katie Murphy with a 2-on-1 if she hurries. Blocked beautifully by Cole as Sobieszczyk tried to go in, but Lakesha Cole right there for the snub. We'll take a look at that in a minute. 4:59 to go. Lincoln with an 8-4 lead. We'll take a break and come back. Yes, March Madness is here, and it is in full bloom. Meanwhile, East St. Louis Lincoln with the early lead. Let's take a look at some outstanding defense by Lakesha Cole.
It would appear that Loyola has a nice little break there, but here's what having athletes can do for you. Cole, all of 5'7", blocks the shot by Sobieszczyk. An outstanding job, and you take a look there at Rita Adams.
Sobieszczyk at 5'9". She is a junior, as are 3 of her teammates. The only senior is Paukert. And that's connected the ball. Loyola only shooting 2 for 7 and make that 2 for 8. Sobieszczyk missing the layup and a holding foul on the rebound. Monica Powell, the guilty party, the 6'1" senior center, gets her first foul.
There was a very nice screen on the top of the key by Murphy to allow that isolation there after dribbling for Sobieszczyk. Fletcher just put the ball down and kind of got tied up. Actually got the foul call.
2 for 9 for the Ramblers. Lincoln, meanwhile, is shooting extremely well. 4:30 to go, first quarter. 8-4. East St. Louis make it 10-4. Cole again.
Adams had the really hot hand in the semifinal. It appears that Cole has picked up where she left off.
Paukert has some room.
Paukert can take you if she has the open floor down the middle. She has nice size, has good handle, and she'll lay it up there and put it on the glass.
2 for Jeanette, averaging 10.5. They go to Cole on the baseline again. And up it goes.
No box out, missing assignments.
Loyola fortunate to come up with that ball. 3:45 to go, first quarter. Ramblers trailing by 4. Again, they go into the post.
The one on inside there, Gvozdenovic is going to usually win that because she has a nice turnaround. It's very soft.
She's got a couple of inches and a lot of mobility on Sarita Eckford. Olga at 6'2", Sarita at 6 foot. Olga very agile. Loyola now going into a zone. Fired up and missed by Walker. And again, the rebound to Eckford. Cole again. And once again, offensive rebound. Monica Powell.
And that's what we saw in the first game this afternoon for East St. Louis. They were doing a nice job of getting the offensive rebounds. They were catching Sandberg really underneath the basket. And that's the same thing that's happening to Loyola. They're getting a little too far underneath the basket.
But East St. Louis has to keep playing as well as it's playing.
Again, the middle is open there for Paukert. And again, she takes the drive.
4 for Jeanette Paukert. Carbon copy of the last play. And we're tied at 10. Ramblers are working on the zone, and again a takeaway. Here is Murphy, one-on-one with Adams.
Didn't learn from the first time.
Rita Adams just skied. And here we go again, but the ball lost out of bounds by the Ramblers. Play a little ragged here, but what defense by Rita Adams on that fast break.
Murphy is going to try it again with the break. She's going to give it up. But Adams goes up in the air and gets the basketball. Then she has in the break and ends up losing it to Olga, but then they get the ball back because Olga could not take possession.
Cole missing just about everything. Again, you'll see Loyola setting up, usually going to the left as they do now.
And again, we get the screen by Gvozdenovic.
Paukert sets up for 3.
She's on fire.
Is she having a tournament? Actually, she has 7.
She hit a 3. You got it.
We all majored in math. And this is Adams answering back or trying to. Murphy the rebound. They kick it out to Sobieszczyk. A 9-0 Loyola run.
Loyola very cautious on their break a little bit, trying to run their secondary, but then get into their offense, reversing the basketball, spacing it fairly nice.
Murphy missing that one. Cole just slicing through.
Somebody's got to get up there and stop her, try and take the charge, or at least slow her down a little bit.
Lakesha Cole with 8. Her team with 12. Final minute here of quarter number 1. Interesting basketball game so far. Gvozdenovic outside, looks low for Paukert. Try to force it through, and a nice save by Katie Murphy. And it goes to Fletcher, the other big post player. Sobieszczyk.
Problem Fletcher is having, she's doing a nice job at really sealing on the low block, but when she turns, she's bringing the basketball down, and that is allowing East St. Louis to get their hands on the ball.
There's your time clock. And there's a turnover. Tanya Johnson. Very composed.
She's very intense. I really like her as
very
a basketball
intense
coach.
and composed.
There's that cross
court they go. Here's Sobieszczyk again.
And that's something they were doing in the quarters. They were throwing that cross-court pass, a skip pass, and hitting that outside shot there by Sobieszczyk.
On the fly. And short by Rita Adams. So an action-filled first period. Loyola down early has come back to lead by 5, 17-12. Second quarter coming up. Telecast rights to this game have been granted to Fox Sports Chicago by the Illinois High School Association. Any reproduction, rebroadcast of the girls' IHSA championships not permitted without the express written consent of Fox Sports Chicago and the IHSA. Mike Lederman, Yvonne Simmons, Eric Collins, Tim Sutton in the truck as we bring you live girls AA finals action as Gvozdenovic gets hit, didn't get the call, but Loyola keeps possession. Murphy feeds Olga again.
That was a very good steal by Olga. She held her arm up so that the defense couldn't come over three-quarter by St. Louis, and she was able to get the little lead pass and get it up there.
Latasha Hunter, number 25 in the ball game. That is she.
Good job by East St. Louis moving the basketball very quickly, not giving Loyola time to adjust defensively.
Salitha Eckford got that one. And that's her first basket. Gvozdenovic again. What a touch.
Classic Olga, really setting up on the block, getting their defensive player behind her. She's very dangerous once she gets the basketball, has a lot of height, uses her arms and her body very well.
East St. Louis has had problems since Loyola went to the zone. Turnover here. Here's Paukert leading a 3-on-2. And again, East St. Louis, and I believe it was Adams, made the block. Rita Adams at 5 foot, well, listed at 5'7".
About 5, well, she could be close, 5'6".
Uh-huh. That's the second block for Adams. And Latasha Hunter missing. Now once again, look at the turnovers, East St. Louis. 4 to the Ramblers 2.
That's really miscommunication by East St. Louis on their offensive end, and the change by Loyola going to their zone.
Again, they swing it away, and again they come through. That's Murphy for 3. Katie Murphy, 46% shooter, comes in with her big 3. So looks like the starting 5 is all on the line. It's all in the scoring column, except for Fletcher. An answer by Eckford again, her second in a row.
East St. Louis was playing in the zone that time. That allows Loyola to get that skip pass by screening the back player by St. Louis on the weak side. They throw that pass, and there's usually an open shot.
Go to Fletcher, and Fletcher again, the push in the back by Monica Powell for Monica, number 2.
Lincoln on 45. Powell. Her second personal foul. 13 fouls.
Substitutions coming in for East St. Louis.
35.
Kayetta Walker comes back in. And Lolitha Eckford, there she is, comes in. So now both twins are in the ball game for East St. Louis. Down it goes to Olga. Getting monotonous. She's got a dozen.
They're really going to have to try and front her and then bring somebody over to help when Olga gets the basketball and they attempt the lob, because she's just getting the ball freely, and once she has the ball, she's very difficult to defend.
No one at this level can take her one-on-one. There's timeout on the floor, and we will look at the All-State team and some familiar faces there, certainly. That's why they're All-State. A few on the floor this weekend. And we remember Allison Curtin from Taylorville last year had another outstanding season, averaged nearly 30 points a ball game.
She's going to Illinois.
Going to Illinois. Christy Paukert from Glenbard West. Olga Gvozdenovic from Loyola. Again, coming back. Amanda Jones from Normal West. Patrice Jennings from Bremen. And we'll get to the rest of the list. Ruth Kipping was in this tournament from Quincy, and she is Michigan bound.
Headed to Michigan.
Headed to Michigan. Loyola has picked up its shooting. Now shooting far better than 50%. East St. Louis has fallen below 50. And there she is, Rita Adams. Don't sell these folks short. Adams with 4. The lead is 8. Whenever you see that defensive pressure, you know Gvozdenovic is going to come up the middle to be the release valve. Fletcher at 6'2", working outside. Look out for Sobieszczyk.
Coming from underneath, Loyola does a very nice job with shooting off the pass. They grab the basketball, square themselves up, and take the shot.
Well, they got the big people out of the lane and just ran the baseline. A rare foul here. And it will be, I believe, on Gvozdenovic. Well, we'll have timeout on the floor. Let's take a break and come right back.
Folks, welcome back to Redbird Arena. Now, 18 years ago, Deborah Powell was the second leading scorer in the East St. Louis Lincoln High School State Championship team. Now she's the city councilwoman of East St. Louis. Your best high school memory playing on those state champs?
Ironically, my best high school memory is we were down at one point during the state championship game.
Like Lincoln is now.
Like we are now. And we had to pull on that Lincoln pride to bring ourselves up. So I'm anticipating seeing deja vu here.
And you played with Jackie Joyner, who's now Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Yes, I did. And we had a team that was 10 people deep, a team that any one of our players could go anywhere in the country. And it's just Tiger pride, and we're awaiting a victory here. So watch out, we're not out.
It's good to talk to Deborah Powell. Now let's go back to game action. Mike and Yvonne.
Thank you, Eric. And Deborah Powell. 29-18.
I have Tiger pride too.
Yeah.
Different Tiger. Nice court pass.
Backdoor, and once again, hello. Lolitha Eckford getting the measure of Paukert, but wide open.
And they're so quick, sometimes they don't even go for the ball fakes at all. You see the backdoor pass there, and she tried to ball fake, but she got hit coming on the way down and going on the way up.
Sobieszczyk tees this one up. Adams gets it up to Cole. Has Murphy to beat.
Heads up play by Murphy by just going in front of her, really not getting her hands involved in the play at all.
Well, if you want to watch what teamwork is, you watch Katie Murphy. Doesn't get the press that the rest of these starters do, but she is invaluable. As Gvozdenovic goes through, is tied up. And what's the call? Calls a foul, looks like on Lolitha Eckford.
Well, Tanya Johnson said she is key, would not take her out of the ball game, plays most of the ball games for Loyola. A good defensive player, moves the ball well, keeps the ball going on offense. She can hit some big shots.
Sarkis hit the 3. She had a couple of big shots in the first game. And here's Gvozdenovic, who did an excellent job at the free throw line in the final minutes. And against Marshall, that is where that ball game was won in the semifinal.
Loyola was 20 from 25 from the free throw line, and Marshall was 9 of 17. The last minute, Loyola was 9 out of 10 on the line.
Winning by 2, that's what made the difference. Marshall had big problems with the free throw line. And Loyola made 9 out of 10 of theirs. Cole. Adams. Oh my, maybe an NBA three-pointer or close. Rita Adams now with 7. Cuts the lead back down to 10. Paukert working against Adams, and Adams commits the foul. Well, that time, interesting.
Number 5, Rita Adams, her first personal foul.
That time, Paukert took it by herself, didn't look for the outlet pass, or didn't look for the pressure, and got the foul. Sobieszczyk again. Adams the rebound. 3:20 to go, first half. Wild shot taken by Saritha Ekberg. Gvozdenovic the rebound, but she will be called for a traveling violation.
It's a little bit in the hurry to get the ball up the floor. We're back up the floor and start the break for Loyola.
St. Louis maintaining possession against that zone. Adams again. Sobieszczyk. Under 3 minutes to go. Loyola by 10, turns it over. Cole sees an opening. All she needs. 10 points for Lakesha Cole. St. Louis creeping up.
East St. Louis really doing a nice job, and Loyola goes to the high-low. And that was their emphasis and their focus right there, but they were really staying back and really guarding against that high-low pass.
Once again, East St. Louis will have a chance to cut into that lead. It was 14, now it's down to 8, 31-23. Coming up to the 2-minute mark of the first half. Cole, the move. Oh, is she excited?
She's going to beat you with that first step. It's amazing. She's going to have, or Loyola is going to have somebody come over and help a little bit. At least show your presence to maybe make her pick up the basketball, although she hasn't shown that she's really going to do that much.
7 straight points for East St. Louis. Fletcher's get the offensive boards, and she gets the roll that time. Elizabeth Fletcher, the last of the starters for Loyola to break into the scoring column. 1:30 to go first half. And for one of the rare times, a little half-court offense from East St. Louis.
Well, they're a quick-hitting team.
That means a screen and a shot. And Cole coming up short that time. Murphy got the look.
East St. Louis has lost a little bit of their intensity.
5 points for Katie Murphy just inside the three-point line. Under a minute to go. Lead is back to 10. Slicing through is Rita Adams. Adams with 9, Cole with 12. Seconds to go. Gvozdenovic outside. Sobieszczyk looks down low for Paukert. Always looking for the open man. Jeanette Paukert, the recipient there from Sobieszczyk.
Miscommunication by East St. Louis. Both people went out to stop Sobieszczyk, and that's because she can't take those outside shots. So Paukert was open, called for the basketball, and had an easy layup underneath the basket. Miscommunication by East St. Louis, tighten up their defense.
Lolita with the foul. And Paukert's in double figures with 10.
Loyola has way too many weapons for breakdowns to come on defense for East St. Louis.
Be nice for the Tigerettes to get a big one here to go into the locker room on a bit of an up. Trailing again now by 11. There's your clock. Lakesha Cole. There's Adams. There it goes. Saved nicely by Latasha Hunter, and we got a held ball. Possession arrow stays with East St. Louis. 3.9 on the clock.
East St. Louis can hit pretty quickly, so they got to set something up.
Cole at the buzzer. So we are through the first half of play. Loyola has come back to take a dominant lead, 11 points. Again, though, the way East St. Louis can score, it is still a tight ball game. The Tigerettes and the Ramblers with Loyola out ahead, 38-27. Let's check in now with Eric Collins.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mike. Charles, you guys got off to that really good start, and then it seemed like Loyola switched up their defense a little bit, played a little bit more zone, and you guys had some trouble with it.
Well, we're not being consistent with what we want to do out there on the floor. You know, so we don't have to go in here and talk about just being consistent and get back into the floor of the game.
You're a busy man. Go to it. That's Charles McDonald, a man with a mission. Now let's go back to Mike Liederman, Yvonne Simmons, who also have a mission.
Thank you, Mr. Phelps. Our mission, we will always accept it, is to bring you the next 16 minutes, and we've also got halftime activities right here at the Class AA Girls High School Championships. We'll be back to Redbird with those halftime events after these. Halftime in Redbird Arena, the Class AA Girls Championship on the line. The Ramblers defending champions with an 11-point lead over East St. Louis Lincoln. Meanwhile, earlier this evening, what an effort for the title of Queen of the Hill. This the Country Company's three-point showdown between Laura Miller and Donna Hockey. Laura Miller from Geneseo Darnell, the Class AA winner earlier today, and Donna Hockey were tied, and this is overtime. You get 10 balls and 2 racks. Watch Laura Miller. Steve Kerr eats your heart out. 9 out of 10, and that makes Laura Miller from Geneseo Darnell, you bet. No doubt about it. She is Queen of the Hill, our Country Company's three-point showdown. Wow. Get the tape and save that.
Love that sound of the net.
Meanwhile, in the center of the floor live, we have trophies being presented to the 3rd and 4th place finishers. We will pick up those presentations in just a moment.
The Eagles from Sandburg.
You're looking at the Eagles of Carl Sandburg High School finishing 4th in the tournament as they had their best finish ever at state. An outstanding career for Coach Gary Bonk. 16 years, he had 11 straight 20-win seasons, never got out of the sectionals, however. This year, all the way to Redbird, and they finished among the Elite 8, and they finished in the Final 4. So a happy group of Eagles, and they did it, boy, with so many injuries, and they were undersized and undermanned, and they did it. And here is Coach Dorothy Gators, the winningest coach in the history of Illinois State girls basketball. She and her Marshall Commandos, for the 2nd straight year, took 3rd place. And if they don't look terribly thrilled about it, well, you might understand, because they had a mission, the Commandos did, and fell 2 points short, losing to Loyola 62-60 in the semifinal.
Now, they came into that semifinal undefeated and #1 in the state, #5 in the nation. So had very high expectations that they would be playing right now.
Well, it was close, but Marshall again finishes 3rd. No, he didn't play, but he certainly helped the team, and we'll be back. Well, there are the Sandburg Eagles, Jill Karetzis and company, taking home the 4th place trophy. Here are the Marshall Commandos, Courtney Walton, and they have the 3rd place trophy in hand. And once again, back in the trophy case, right next to the 3rd place from last year, not to mention 6 state championships for Dorothy Gators in 21 years.
3 runner-up.
3 runner-up, 3 thirds, some 4ths. It wouldn't be a tournament without Marshall.
That's for sure.
Thank you very much. Marshall High School.
And there is Gary Bonk. You know, he's got to be the happiest guy around.
You know, and his team worked really hard. They played together. They're a very cohesive unit. 4 players that at any time could lead the ball club. And he had a player in Jill Karestas that wanted to play her senior year, didn't go under the knife. Is going to go as soon as she gets back, I'm sure, to get that knee
ACL.
right fixed. So it's just the kids that played with a lot of heart.
Right. And come Monday, Gary Bonk will be back teaching teenagers how to drive in Driver Ed. We'll drive you right home and be back. Both teams back on the floor warming up for the second half. East St. Louis trailing Loyola Academy by 11. Let's take a look at the highlights. East St. Louis started quickly, but Loyola came back with feeding the post.
Yeah, Olga really got to work quickly. She had 14 points, 6 of 9 from the floor in the first half. East St. Louis, somebody that's done an outstanding job in the first half, penetrating and also with the jump shots. And you see Olga with the jump hook there. And Sobieszczyk answers from the outside on the perimeter. Loyola doing a really nice job of spreading it around.
They can beat you so many ways, shooting nearly 60% from the field. The Ramblers 16 of 28. East St. Louis after the fast start falling below 50%. Loyola with the 3 threes. Good from the line. 3 for 3, and the rebounds pretty even, but again, the assists, they spread that ball around. So those are our Ameritech halftime statistics. Here's Eric Collins.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Tanya, you guys had a little bit of a slow start, but then you came on like gangbusters. What was the difference?
Well, I guess we were hitting our shots. Yeah, that helped.
You changed your defense, too.
Yeah, we changed our defense when it was zone, and that's what we've really got to clean up the second half. We're really allowing them to penetrate and pull up for those jumpers that they like at the top of the key. So we talked about that, and hopefully we'll make the adjustment on the floor.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That's Tanya Johnson. Now let's go back to Mike. Mike.
Okay, Eric. And we are ready for second half action. Loyola will inbound. Going from our right to our left. Live at Redbird Arena, along with Yvonne Simmons, I'm Mike Liederman and Eric Collins. There we are, available for weddings and bar mitzvahs. Right now we've got a Class AA championship here on the line, an 11-point lead for Loyola with the ball. Gvozdenovic comes out as they swing the ball. Everybody touches it right off the bat. Down they go to the post.
A lot of screens on the inside for Loyola, trying to run people off the screens and trying to get East St. Louis caught.
Cole with the quick shot.
And she shot over Olga.
14 points for Lakesha Cole, keeping her team in the game. Paukert had some room and thought about it. Olga definitely thought about it.
Yeah, one-on-one, you're not going to stop her at all, and they haven't made any adjustments. They're still playing behind Olga Gvozdenovic, and when you do that and don't bring anybody to come over and help, at least when she makes the turnaround, she's going to nail you.
And the Ramblers staying in that zone. That turned things around for them in the first half.
It's really cut off the penetration by St. Louis.
Fired up by Kayla Walker. Here's the in-court shot. Sobieszczyk and Katie Murphy. A minute and a half gone by, 40 to 29. Each team with a bucket here.
I'd like to see a little more aggression on the defensive end by East St. Louis. They're not pressuring the basketball at all, really allowing Loyola to pass freely.
Sobieszczyk drops it off. Gvozdenovic didn't get the roll that time. Walker holds out. Rita Adams.
It doesn't appear that East St. Louis has really made any adjustments on this 1-3-1 zone by Loyola either. They're just kind of standing around, not penetrating or shooting in the gaps to try and get the basketball.
Well, Adams converts that one, so a 9-point lead now. We get a timeout on the floor, 5:54 to go, third quarter. Very quickly, Loyola wanted to discuss things after that shot.
I think there's a problem with Sobieszczyk.
Well, we'll take a break and see what the problem is when we come back. That's Laura Sobieszczyk on the bench with what looks like to be some shoulder or neck problem. Nell Murphy, Katie Murphy's younger sister, a freshman, is in. And Loyola with the ball with Paukert. Again, working one-on-one. Leaves it for Gvozdenovic. Beckford makes a nice play there. And that'll be a kick against Lakesha Cole. first substitution of the game for the Ramblers. Well, Murphy is hammered as she was the recipient of that deflected pass.
It's a broken play that Murphy just got the basketball and was headed to the basket. Got a foul there by Cole.
Lakesha Cole's first foul. Here is Katie Murphy on the line.
I'm telling you, that rim is tight.
It's tight. I know. We were shooting on it. It was tight. It went halfway down and came out. 0 for 2 for Katie Murphy. Ruth Eckford tracks that down. Look out, it's Rita Adams keeping it tight, tight, tight. She's got 10, lead is 7.
See, now you're seeing a little more pressure on the basketball, bringing the ball up the floor. Paukert really doesn't have a lot of problem with it, but at least they're putting a little more pressure there and not giving them just free reign to throw the basketball and pass it.
Olga took the 3. There's a foul underneath. Let's go to Eric Collins.
Yeah, guys, an update on the injury to Laura Sobieszczyk. She got a little bit of an elbow into her shoulder, gave her a stinger down her right arm. She had a little bit of loss of feeling for a couple of moments. They massaged it. She thinks she's going to be able to go back in, and now she is in. So that's the update on Laura. Back to you guys.
Feed the post. Own rebound, and the foul. Actually, more like a mugging that time. Monica Powell got her money's worth there, her third.
But what worked the first time is that Eckford was able to, once Olga got the basketball, she turned around, but Eckford was able to put a little more body on her, make it a little more physical, and that altered Olga from shooting, altered her shot a little bit, and she was falling away.
Well, Letha Eckford comes in, and there's Monica Powell talking to Coach Charles McDonough. Gvozdenovic. You just can't get over the different dimensions of her game. Remember, she was only a junior. She started, I believe she started as a freshman. Certainly she started last year as a sophomore on the championship team.
I think she has very good hand strength. She's very aware where she is on the floor and where the other players are. And when, as we talked about, when she gets double teamed, she
and good footwork too,
right,
especially for a big person, right?
Very mobile, very agile.
Mobile, agile, what do we say? Hostile, right? Be a little bit of
Doesn't
that.
seem like she has any of that. She seems like a nice girl.
Nice touch by Lakesha Cole. You could be nice and still be hostile on the court, right?
Sure, but she doesn't appear to have that.
Work on that for next year. And they go to Fletcher this time, and Elizabeth Fletcher is called for the travel.
Fletcher was just a little bit out of the range there. She wasn't in the lane. She can shoot it from there, but to make the turnaround and a quick shot, I didn't think she was really in the position that she wanted to be, maybe a little bit closer.
Game seems to have gone into a bit of a stagnant rhythm here. Teams are trading baskets a bit. A spurt by either team could certainly come here and make a difference. And Cole again. Oh my, talk about that. 18 points for Lakesha Cole. She and Gvozdenovic share game highs. Paukert doing a little globetrotter action. And a nice play by Rita Adams, tying her up. Possession arrow to Loyola.
The crowd was looking for traveling because when Paukert went down, she wears knee pads. In fact, the whole team does, but she went sliding across the floor a little bit.
Okay, now it's a 5-point ball game.
Very key possession for East St. Louis.
Trail by 5 with the ball, and they fire.
And I'm not sure that's the shot they really wanted.
Cole's going to take another one. And the rebound. Katie Murphy. That time East St. Louis just didn't get their shots. 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Now they're bringing the post player out.
The post players for East St. Louis are being a lot more physical on the inside.
Now we get a foul against Loyola.
And really pushing Fletcher and Gvozdenovic out of position.
See who they call that foul on. I believe it was Fletcher. If so, it's her first. Diana Walker. Still the zone. Cole firing. momentarily at least, has lost that touch.
And McDonald didn't really like that. He wanted the ball to be worked around a little more.
Under 3 minutes.
Cole was a couple steps back from the three-point line.
And Loyola once again running that half-court offense.
Starting out in the box set and running people off screens and through the middle.
And Fletcher ties up Eckford. Lalitha Eckford, and it will be Loyola possession after Gvozdenovic's miss. Fletcher will come out. Christine Switsky, number 15, 5'9" junior, replaces her for Loyola.
What's the middle?
Sobieszczyk to inbound. 2:42 third quarter left. 5-point ball game. Loyola the lead and the ball. Paukert likes it there.
You called it. Three-pointer.
This team can just kill you. Just like that, the lead is 8.
Kristen Santa is a very nice ball player, but I think I like this team better this year just because of the many different looks they can give you. And so many people that can score.
Gvozdenovic on the foul with Sarith Eckford going to the line. Kristen Santa, of course, the high-scoring guard from last year's championship team, now leading your alma mater, Drake, to the Missouri Valley Conference Championship this afternoon. Congratulations. You're going to go to the big dance? Now you, come on, be proud. You played.
Oh, I'm very proud of them. I didn't play under their coach, but they're doing an outstanding job, and I believe they're Miller, that was the player of the year from Missouri Valley Conference. So they're doing an outstanding job. And
I believe Kristen Santa, I saw her hit a 3, so she had herself a pretty good ball game, and her team is a champion. It's not bad. 2 and 1 in each year. High school and college. Sarith Eckford now with 5. Here's her game situation. 7-point ball game. And Loyola again working down low to Gvozdenovic. Olga with 20. Under 2 minutes, third quarter. Here comes Adams. Saved nicely by Walker.
Walker's been attempting a number of three-pointers.
Everybody just standing around now for the Tigerettes.
Running the baseline, she's going to try and launch another one.
Here comes Cole.
And that's where they're lulling people. Loyola kind of standing around waiting for East St. Louis to do something and trotting around a little bit, going to get the basket, taking that first step and getting down the lane for East St. Louis.
Lakesha Cole now with 20. Sobieszczyk looks for Switsky. Coming up to the final minute of quarter number 3, and Sarith Eckford nails Gvozdenovic. For Saritha, number 2. Make it number 3.
What's causing the problems for East St. Louis, they cannot get off of the feeder players for Loyola, so they're having to play honest defense.
Five for 5 from the line for Gvozdenovic. Perfect 6 for 6. 22, the lead is 9, under a minute to go, third quarter. One zone has been the story for Loyola.
Adams doing a very nice job of using the screen. Screened out Paukert. She was able to take the dribble and shoot off the dribble for the shot.
6-point ball game. Lead Adams now with 13. Lead is 6. Paukert again going through.
Has no fear. She will go in there in the middle, really likes that lane, does a nice job of shooting the basketball with a little finger roll in the front.
Final second. And East St. Louis cannot get the shot off. And so we have 8 minutes left to play in regulation, we might add, to decide the girls' AA champion. After 3 quarters, the score, Loyola 51, East St. Louis Lincoln 43. We'll be back. Ready for fourth quarter action to decide the girls' Class AA state champion. The East St. Louis crowd has something to cheer about. Their team very much in it against the defending champion. There's the line score, and it's an 8-point ball game right now.
And they're telling East St. Louis to pump it up, see if they can get in a run here.
Well, the 2 guards and Kayada Walker have been the offense as Cole turns it over. Here's Sobieszczyk with a 2-on-2. And a traveling call against Switzky.
Sobieszczyk, she knows better than that. She just got to take it in there, take it in strong.
Cole again.
Watch underneath. In St. Louis is somebody running the baseline.
Walker missing, rebound, Eckford, and Saritha Eckford misses up close. Gvozdenovic comes down with the ball. Good opportunity wasted there, though, by East St. Louis Lincoln. Here's Paukert, finds her way blocked. Switzky on the low post. Now Gvozdenovic goes down there. Loyola at this point has nothing but time.
Yeah, and that was very smart by Paukert. She could have had that shot and attempted to take it. She was thinking about taking it, but decided against it to run some more of the clock off.
Well, that time they doubled on Gvozdenovic, and she missed that. Here is Adams. Another 3. Oh, my. Hold on. 16 points for her. The lead is down to 5. A little defensive pressure now, too. Those 2 guards can just punish you.
Quickly, too.
Very quickly.
They don't take much time.
2 quick threes by Rita Adams. One at the end of the 3rd quarter, one at the beginning of the 4th.
Really fighting in there, Eckford. Really trying to give Gvozdenovic a little bit of problems there as Gvozdenovic tried to spin off of her, turns around and takes a shot and gets it there, but there's a lot of physical play underneath. Just
working so hard again on the single coverage. Gvozdenovic with 24. Cole called for a carry. The official right there made the call. There's Gvozdenovic, 2 dozen markers on the night so far. Fletcher is back in.
McDonald telling his team they got to do it on defense.
Again, they enter the post. Back it comes. This time it's Fletcher. Just came into the ball game. Hello, and Elizabeth Fletcher has 4. So a 5-point lead has grown back to 9. 5.5 to go, 4th quarter.
They really look at the mismatch there by Loyola. 1-3-1 has Murphy underneath with the taller player. Somebody's got to recognize that and pound it down in there, get them posted up.
Almost thrown away.
Right now, Eckford is being guarded by Murphy, and here we come to the other side. The other Eckford is...
Eckford underneath. That was Olitha Eckford. And Loyola with a break. 2-on-2.
Now Paukert will take it.
Oh, and Paukert taken down hard by Cole, who thought she got the ball, but
looked like she got the ball.
May just get 2 points for a takedown.
We'll take a look at it here. Paukert has no problem going all the way in there. She takes a look behind her, and that may have hurt her because Cole came over to stop it. She goes up for the basketball, does get her with her arm on the body and everywhere else, but her hand had the basketball.
She got all ball, but she got a lot more than that, too. All right, timeout on the floor. 4:57 to go. We will go to the line, or Loyola will, after this 22nd timeout, so that's a quickie. There is Charles McDonald, again, talking to his team, the Ramblers cheerleaders. Boy, they've been busy this year, haven't they? Well, we've got more IHSA action coming up for you tomorrow on Fox Sports Chicago. The top two boys Class A and AA teams wrestle at 12 noon for the dual team championships. Then at 2:30, the swimmers and divers take to the pool for the boys swimming and diving championship right here on Fox Sports Chicago, home of the IHSA champions. Well, the East St. Louis Lincoln cheerleaders are somewhat muted right now, but their team still with more than a fighting chance, though Jeanette Paukert now can put the lead back at double digits. Paukert holding at 15. Had an outstanding semifinal with 19 points and 8 assists.
Player of the game.
Very much. Blitz those. 16 for Paukert. The lead is now 10. We will take a break once more. There's the situation. The championship 4 minutes and 57 seconds away from one of these two teams. Loyola with a 10-point lead, and they are doing it with a lot of cooperation. Assists, assists, assists. 16 assists for the Ramblers. The St. Louis Lincoln with 9. Charles McDonald, again, his first trip downstate as a head coach. Downstate to the finals, that is. The way St. Louis Lincoln can score, there is still plenty of time, he said.
That's will do it, too.
Eckford the offensive boards. Walker has it partially deflected by Gvozdenovic on a foul underneath. It will go against Fletcher. There's a good look at 6'2" Elizabeth Fletcher. Rehab from an ankle injury that really hampered her this time last year. Hurt it in the sectional. She's 100% that way and has emerged as a lot more of an offensive threat. And again, a careless pass. Tied up, possession arrow to Loyola. Boy, that can, that can turn a coach's hair gray if he had hair. That kind of a pass downtown.
East St. Louis trying to come with a full court press, token pressure.
Now, with this pressure,
Didn't do much.
You want the ball in that girl's hands. And the foul away from the play down low, and Paukert is called for a push-off. Jeanette's first.
Loyola, St. Louis, again, being a little more physical, and Loyola trying to come off the screens and trying to clear space for themselves to get the basketball where the push-off comes from.
That's true. You do have to beat on these folks. Yeah. They have such talent, and they are so disciplined.
Well, they run their plays really well, too. They execute. First shot, I mean, you could just get in front of her. Walker really pushes the basketball and kicks her feet up when she takes that outside shot. Actually, when she shoots anywhere from the floor.
Yeah, she's their third option on the offense, but at this point, I just want to see that ball going up at the hands of 5 and 21, if I'm East St. Louis Lincoln. Paukert from 3. Rebound Sobieszczyk, back down to Gvozdenovic.
There's that little hook underneath. Use the backboard.
12-point ball game, 3.5 minutes to go. Gvozdenovic with 26. Leads all scorers. Cole knifing through. Adams. Rebound Murphy. And time is starting to become a factor here. Loyola. Again, patience, run the offense. And once again, a foul.
See Olga jumping around there because Eckford has really been doing that to her the entire second half. Olga's trying to post up there. She's got her right behind her, and Eckford is trying to not give her that space there and really push her and kind of get her off balance.
That's her 4th foul. 3 minutes to go. Sobieszczyk with the 3 is short. Loyola the offensive rebound. More than 3 minutes since East St. Louis Lincoln has last scored. Loyola on a 7-0 run and just taking its time.
Mary Just, the assistant coach for Loyola, is telling her club to stay up, stay up. You got to stay focused.
Well, Eckford just committed her 5th foul. She is gone.
And that's going to hurt East St. Louis on the inside because she, although she has 5 fouls, she's really trying to body up Gvozdenovic.
Saritha Eckford gave it a go. Pleased with 5 points and 5 fouls. Had 11 rebounds in the semifinals.
And Powell comes in and doesn't quite have the size that Eckford has.
Monica Powell, number 45 in, as you look at Saritha Eckford on the bench. Gvozdenovic finally missed one. Well, and that's habit forming. Holding at 26 points. 2:39 to go. East St. Louis got to put it in gear.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time for this ball club. They do not hold the ball very long. They take a lot of shots very quickly. And Loyola's going to have to work the clock a little bit if they want this game to end.
Well, that one didn't go down for them. For East St. Louis. They go to Fletcher inside, and that one is blocked by Lolita Eckford. Here comes Cole.
Again, hesitation, a quick shot. They're wanting the timeout.
22 points for Lakesha Cole. The lead is 10. Sobieszczyk just pulls the ball right out. Under 2 minutes to play. And we get a timeout on the floor with a 10-point lead. And both coaches will be talking. And we'll go to Eric Collins.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Now, folks, if you're fans of girls high school basketball, something really neat is happening. And to tell you more about it, we're going to go to our sister station employee, Ann Kavanaugh, WFLD Fox in Chicago. Tell us about this wonderful thing.
Well, we've been following the Marshall basketball team since September, documenting their season. And we're going to air a special on them on March 22nd, Sunday at 5 o'clock. We follow them on the basketball court, but off the court as well, because for some of these girls, the hardest part is off the court. Basketball is easy. Some of them overcome some amazing personal struggles. We have one girl on the team who lives in a group home, yet she's a straight-A student, the #1 student on the team. Another girl whose mother died, and she's basically raising 4-year-old twin brothers on her own, but yet they managed to keep it together and to be successful on the basketball court and off. And, you know, Dorothy Gators has done such a great job over the years. Year in, year out, she does have the most successful basketball program in the country for high school girls.
Thank you. And we're going to see this when?
Sunday, March 22nd, 5 o'clock on Fox.
On Fox Channel 32. Sounds good. I will watch. That's Ann Kavanaugh. Let's go back to Mike and Yvonne.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Ann. That's a plug we don't mind at all. That sounds like a wonderful, wonderful special. Set your VCRs, too.
Yeah, a lot of times people don't, they see these teams downstate, and especially for teams like Marshall who are here pretty much every year, and they don't know the struggles that go on at these teams. And many times teams aren't really close, and they go through struggles like that throughout the year. You know, you have some stars and
so many stories.
Oh yeah, there's so many teams can really tell you a story, and there's very rarely that you find a team that always gets along. You know, we're women, we're girls. You're 17, 18 years old, and we got things going on.
Yvonne, I got news for you. Men don't get along that great either.
No, they don't.
1:20 to go, and this team is getting along just fine. Thank you. They are about to defend their championship.
What a foul here. Although Loyola isn't a team that you really want to put on the foul line, but you got to stop the clock.
Fouls Paukert for Rita. That's her second foul. And there is a very ejected bench. But again, without sounding cliched, it is an accomplishment to get here. This team, this school hadn't been here in nearly 20 years to this level, to the championship game. And Jeanette Paukert again continuing to put on an outstanding display, going out with a flourish as the only senior on the starting team, the only senior on the roster. Don't miss her. But they somehow overcame the loss of Christian Santa from last year, and this year Well, looks like they're going to reload. Under a minute to go. 60-48. And Walker has it slapped right back at her by Olga. And Olga Gvozdenovic, with 26 points, is our Lincoln Mercury Player of the Game. There she goes. She's a junior. She'll be back.
She has one more year.
Can you imagine? And tennis fans remember she'll be back at the state tennis finals too, where she finished 3rd last fall in the entire state of Illinois. And there's a lot of happiness going on in that section.
I think what teams have to understand and what you can take from Loyola, they've had different stars throughout the year, last year and this year, and they really still play together. And as a team, you got to stick together. One player may be a star, but it's really the whole team. You don't beat one player, you beat the team, and that's something that you have to learn. If you want to get this far, you got to play together, and it doesn't matter who is the star on the team. You rally around them.
Okay, the cheerleaders are going, and we will cheer for Chet Kopic, the fast. There he is. Hello, Chet, the fastest half hour of sports on television. And Ann Werner in the game room, unparalleled coverage of all your favorite local teams with features, analysis, special guests, and more. Get into the game room weeknights at 7 or before the game right here on Fox Sports Chicago. Well, it's a little quiet in the East St. Louis Lincoln section. There is Olga Gvozdenovic. There are her numbers: 26 points, 10 rebounds, a couple of blocks, and just a presence inside that East St. Louis Lincoln did not have an answer for.
And they needed the big game from her. They knew they were going to go inside to her. She needed to respond. She did that. She needed to respond offensively and on the boards, and she did that tonight. An outstanding overall game for her.
Cole fires up a 3. Fletcher the rebound, stripped and recovered. 30 seconds coming up. 12-point lead for the soon-to-be two-time champion Ramblers of Loyola Academy. Tanya Johnson.
Still looking
and
tense.
Crew. Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to have to talk to Tanya about that.
Loyola crowd on its feet, cheering. Final 10 seconds. And Gvozdenovic is fouled by Lolita. Eckford getting one last shot in there.
I think they should take Paukert out, give her a last cheer. I think that's what they might do.
Here comes
Yeah, she's going to go in for Jeanette.
Amy Heller, number 4.
If she ever gets to the right person so she can get in the game.
A junior will come in, and Jeanette Paukert ends her career about as high as you can go. 18 points tonight, 19 in the semifinals. What a tournament she had. And now for the last 5 seconds, mass substitutions come in for the Ramblers. Megan Jones, number 14. Elizabeth LaFranco, number 10.
Look at Paukert there at the end, jumping up with that.
Kelly Shizuski, number 30. And standing tall amid all of this, Olga Gvozdenovic.
She's at the free throw line.
Yep, she's standing tall there too.
Very unselfish player, Gvozdenovic is.
And such polish, especially for a big player.
Poise.
We've discussed this. Poise,
Very
excellent
complete
footwork.
player.
Now she will come out. Kristen Toran, the junior, comes in. Olga leaves with 28 points. And we'll finish this one off. Those two spunky guards. Cole will take one last shot. And they are the champions. They are still the champions. The Loyola Ramblers in Class AA. Boy, there's a team with a lot to be proud of. East St. Louis Lincoln. Again, their 2 guards are juniors. And they also have some junior talent on that team, some younger talent on the team. We could well see them again next year. And here is the Loyola huddle. That's what did it. No I in team. No I in team. Well, they're setting up the trophies. We'll be back for all that. The celebration continues on the floor of Redbird Arena. The Loyola Ramblers have rambled to a second straight state championship in Class AA with largely the same cast. Let's have a look at our Pepsi, or let's watch them dance, our Pepsi play of the game.
Well, it ends up being Olga as Paukert takes the shot. Sobieszczyk gets the rebound, flips it over to Olga, who does a nice little baby hook or jump hook there. She ended with 26 points, or actually she had more than that, 28.
The girl owns the paint. And there are the Ramblers. And they will be riding back to Wilmette with a lot of hardware. And the thing is, you just can't help but like this team. They do what's supposed to be done. They're unselfish. Of course, they help with talent, too.
Talent does help, but like I said before,
let's take a look at our Ameritech final statistics. And East St. Louis, Lincoln, and Loyola shot well. Wonder about that. Field goal percentage. And the rebounds pretty even, but the assists, the big edge there for Loyola. Is that right? They only shot 20. They only shot 40%. Is that possible?
I know, it seemed like they would be flipped.
It seems like it's flipped. But there's a lot of shots, and who are we to argue with our crack statistics staff, okay? So we'll see that. Meanwhile, the important numbers are 62 to 48. And we are back to back. Back to back, they are the champs. And there are the trophies, the medals, the basketball, and the score.
And the net. Gotta give that net.
Yeah. And now we have the trophy presentation taking place at center court, and let's pick up a little bit of that for both the first and second place teams. East St. Louis Lincoln getting its trophies now. Head coach, Charles McDonald, what a fine job he did. And he'll be back in history class on Monday. Well, you bet that'll probably be around his neck. He is a global history teacher at Lincoln and has taught there for 20 years.
Also coaches track, doesn't he?
Also coaches track, right? Again, if you just joined us, Marshall finished third, winning the consolation. Sandberg fourth. And here are the players from Lincoln High School.
Nice ball player.
Boy, she is exciting. We're going to see Reed Adams again. You better believe it. And we're going to see her running mate, too. Here comes Lakesha Cole. Lakesha Cole with 22 points. Adams had 16. She had 22 in the semifinal. Cole had 11. And just so you know, they're two different people. We've got
they have different
Lolita and
hairdo.
Saritha, yeah. You do see them together.
What a memory, special memory for them.
Yeah. Monica Powell, starting center, did not score tonight, but key in the run.
And they really use their post players in the semifinals, which is what got them here, obviously.
Right. They just never came across people as mobile
Right.
as those on Loyola, but then again, few at this level have. So East St. Louis Lincoln has its medals, and now to the Ramblers. Head coach Tanya Johnson gets the big roar.
Really great coach, really knows her X's and O's. Played under Doug Bruno, was another great coach in the country. Plays for, or coaches for DePaul. Been around basketball a long time.
Mary Just, her assistant and chief scout. Well, 35-1. The one loss coming. 36-1 now with this one. The one loss coming to Lake Central, Indiana. A loss that they freely admit now woke them up. It was at mid-season.
Like Mary Jess said, it was really their turnaround and really showed them that they, can lose a basketball game. They're going to have to work a lot harder if they wanted to repeat.
There's Nell Murphy. She played a little bit, a freshman, so she's got 3 more years. Could be looking at a dynasty here, and there is coming up Jeanette Paukert. Right there, no. Christian Torin, actually. Didn't want to jump the gun. There's Christine Switsky, another key reserve, who'll be back for senior year. This team is not deep, but boy, they can develop talent for the coming year, can't they?
Who needs to be deep when basically 4 out of the 5 score?
That's right. Here's Katie Murphy, who had a game too. And there is Elizabeth Fletcher.
Very heady. They have a lot of guts. Sobieszczyk, very gutsy player.
Terrific guard. And became a scorer this year as well. And there's Olga Gvozdenovic.
Fan favorite.
Yep. And there goes Jeanette Paukert. She'll have something to take to college. And there's the personality of Jeanette Paukert.
She said she's crazy, wacky girl.
No, she's just a happy kid. She also maybe, she took a bad spill in the semifinal and landed right in her head, but obviously it hasn't been a problem. There is the trophy for the runner-up. East St. Louis Lincoln, the Tigerettes, and there is the winner's trophy with the net
2 captains
as garnish. There's the picture. They're #1. Can't argue with that. And let's go to Eric Collins.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. We've done this before. Tanya, this is like deja vu. Last year, this time, it was you and I talking. You guys have won a championship. Is #2 just as sweet?
Oh, #2 is sweet. #2 is great. I'm ecstatic. It's just a great accomplishment for these kids with the national ranking that they started out having, the pressure that was on our shoulders. We finished the job.
Talk to me about this woman right here to your right, Olga.
Olga has the heart of a lion. I mean, she is a trooper. She took a lot of hits today, and she just stuck in the paint, got the job done.
Olga, this is your 2nd championship now, too. You still have a chance for #3 next year. What are you going to do for an encore? Can we see 3?
We're going to try and come out and, maybe look forward to 3. Hopefully. That'd be nice.
The key to the game today, it seemed like in the second half you had your way. You seem like you always have your way in the second half. Why is that?
During halftime, I kind of regroup and, kind of find that I'm just doing things right and when I'm doing wrong, and I come out and try and play as strong as possible because there's only 2 more quarters left.
And next year's team, I know you're going to lose Jeanette Paukert. You're still pretty stacked.
Yeah, but just like last year's team was different, this year's team is different, and we just want to enjoy tonight.
We'll let you enjoy tonight. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks a lot.
2 champions, many champions here at Loyola Academy. They're going to go celebrate. Let's go back to Mike and Yvonne.
Yes, it'll be a short ride home. Well, looking at this team and watching them as we have for a couple of years, it is, as we said, so difficult to find anything dislikable in this age of media criticism, even at the high school level. You take a look at the kind of team they have, the kind of unity they've built, as you say, Of course, it helps when you have this kind of talent.
Right.
But we've seen teams with a lot of individual talent that don't blend it as well. And I think what you've seen here is the team makes the players better.
But I think there's a lot more pressure, and even high school basketball, as you mentioned, they're on television more, they're in the papers more, and people are watching girls basketball. So when you have those outside pressures, you really got to look inside yourself. Forget about who's the star. Forget about who's got these points this time, that point that other time, and play the game. It's a game. It's a team game. And you win as a team, you lose as a team. And that's probably the most important thing. And the thing you can really look for Loyola as an example of just a great team.
And we fully expect to see them next year. We also know that Marshall will probably be back. Taylorville will have some talent coming back. They were upset by East St. Louis Lincoln, and they got here. And East St. Louis Lincoln, once you see the kind of talent they have, boy, I would not be the least bit surprised to see those two little guards firing it up at Redbird a year from now.
Yeah, I really think they did a nice job as well. They pulled it together. They have two outstanding guards, and I think with what they did in the semifinal really helped them to get here, and that is to get some other players involved, really look on the boards, and they have a good group coming back as well.
It is a tough road to hoe, especially when you are down here for the first time. People don't realize that there is a lot of pressure, a lot of things for a coach to do. Some coaches basically just delegate everything to their assistants. You have to deal with, you know, all the usual things like ticket requests and accommodations and who goes where and who shows up at what time. In addition to that, you have to coach a team.
Right, I think, and that again has also changed because we were down here, it was 1985, and we were really shielded from all that, and there was, you know, everybody was down here and you were written about, but there really wasn't. There's so many TV people, you know, East St. Louis had their own TV people here, and you have the papers here. There really wasn't all that, and we just had to come down here. You focus on playing the basketball games. You want to play 3 games, and then you're done. Yeah. 2 games, and you're done. You know, it's just, you try to get to as far as you can, and it just takes a lot of pressure, and you just be focused.
Well, it's all our media's fault, but I hope you've enjoyed these telecasts, because as we say when we show you these broadcasts, the idea is not to put pressure on these kids, but to show what they can do, and they certainly came through tonight. Taking a look at some of the scoring first for Lincoln. Rita Adams, 16 points. Lakesha Cole was game high with 22 for her team. Saritha Eckford with 5. Kayetta Walker with 5. And that was the scoring for the Tigerettes. For Loyola Academy, Elizabeth Fletcher 4. Katie Murphy had 5. Laura Sobieszczyk held to 7. And the 2 big shooters, if you will, Jeanette Paukert with 18 and Olga Gvozdenovic at 6'2", 28 points. Well, the celebration continues, and nobody really wants to leave if you are a Loyola fan, and can't say as we blame them. Of course, coming up, March Madness continues next week. The boys Class A, we will bring you all the activity from the quarterfinals through the finals, and that starts next Friday morning. And after that, the Class AA's, and we will get that all for you, all of it live, right here on Fox Sports Chicago. Again, Class A, 12 noon to start the quarterfinals of boys Class A. Well, here we go. We're just about ready to take off out of here, but thinking back on the tournament, any final thoughts?
I thought it was a very enjoyable tournament. Again, we saw some players that have done really well for their team and really outstanding jobs that are going on to college, and I just think we had some great guards, as we've remarked before, from all the teams that came down here. I just think it was an outstanding job to get this far. You got to be together, and I think we've seen many of those teams on Friday, which people didn't get to see on television. There were some great games and some great teams.
One last look at the winners, and at this point, we certainly would like to thank our crew and everyone here at the Illinois High School Association. H. David Fry, Jim Flynn, the entire staff at the IHSA, Julie Cochran, her staff here at Redbird. Once again, congratulations to the 1998 Class AA Girls Champions, Loyola Ramblers. For Yvonne Simmons, Eric Collins, our entire crew, I'm Mike Lederman. So long from Redbird Arena. Fox Sports News will come up after a break. The following has been a presentation of Fox Sports Chicago and Intersport Television. Good night, everybody.